Hi, I'm going to talk you through a typical online session, which is the kind of thing we'll be doing in the online sessions masterclass, the details of which are about to appear on the screen. So, let's start with the job definition. This came in from a client. Hello, my name's Jerry and I'm looking for an original 8-bar guitar loop that has a similar vibe and tempo as this guitar intro. Then there's a reference track, which of course I went and listened to, checked the sound, checked the style. And before I put in a proposal, I checked that I was going to be able to play it. It was not metal or jazz or something that's outside of my competence. Let me know if you would be able to do something. So I said, yeah, I put in a proposal for $150. Usually, because it's only an 8-bar loop, the client comes back and says, oh no, that's far too much. It's only an 8-bar loop. But the amount of time it takes to set everything up, do it, archive it, and by the time the site has taken its commission and I've converted it into pounds from dollars, it's not really worth doing for much under $75. And I would sooner earn some more money from it. And I'll show you how I propose to do that. If we go down to the excuse me, start of the conversation in the workroom. Hi, thanks for inviting me. I'd be happy to do it. And I've said I've discounted my normal price as it's just an 8-bar loop, but will supply a few variations. So I'm giving the client something extra. Do you know what chords you want, or is that up to me? If it's my call, I'll do a couple of single different loops for you to choose from before I do the whole pack. I can do this today or tomorrow. Regards, Jay. He selected me, he funded the job. I sent him something similar, but he said, yeah, that sounds great, but I learned it works very well when someone plays over my piano melodies. So here's a few melodies, pick any you like the most. Good. Okay, so you sent me a load of piano melodies. I've got them here in Pro Tools. I picked a couple of them. Here's one. Okay, that's simple enough. So I knew what the tempo was. I looped it up, so I've got 3 to play over. And then I added some guitar. Now, sound-wise, I've put some effects on it. I've put compression, chorus, and delay, because that's what was on the reference file. But I've not recorded these effects, and I can turn them off. So you just get the raw guitar, because he might want a different level of compression or a different delay type, whatever. So I'm going to give the client the options, and this is one of the keys to doing online sessions. Think of the options that the producer might want and supply them. So I did the first loop like that, just playing it straight, really. And then the second loop, I did this. Basically, just played the chords spread so that if he does a drop section or whatever, that's useful. And then did this. A little rhythmic figure. And then the last version, a slightly different interpretation of the chords and an octave higher. And then the second one, a different tempo. This was his piano melody. Nice. So I added guitar. Here it is without the effects. With the effects again. And then the same thing. For the second loop, the chords spread. Some nice crunch coming from my 67 Deluxe reverb profile there. And then a rhythmic figure. And then the third loop, the same thing, a different interpretation of it higher up. Okay, so let's go back to the workroom. I sent them off. Notice how I'm communicating with him all the time. I'm always saying, thanks, I'll do this in the morning. I'll let you know when I'm going to do it. Thanks, blah, blah, blah. Sent it off, and I explained to him what I've done. I've done 2 of the loops. The reference track had some light chorus and an 1/8 note stereo delay, so I've sent a version of each with effects as well. And if we go and look in the session folder, we will see that what I delivered was a version of the guitar with no effects, with 1 bar silence at the front. The reason I leave 1 bar silence at the front is so that you get the pickup into the note, particularly if I'm playing something that spreads into the beat. But make sure you make it exactly a bar and let them know. And then 1 version with effects. And I also sent him the effects, the plugin settings. So the settings of all these chorus, delay and compression. So I've included the Waves Guitar Stomp preset if you want to duplicate it exactly. And then I go, I'll do all 3 of the rest of them for another 150 if you're happy. Sadly, he didn't take that up, but he released the money, signed the job off, gave me a glowing review, and that's a fine thing. There we are. That's a fairly typical online or remote recording session. The principles are the same whether you're a drummer, guitarist, vocalist, any kind of instrumentalist, musician of any kind. The principles apply, and on the online masterclass we go into all of these details, both technicalities and what I call bedside manner, how you interact with the client who's on the other side of the world in a different time zone. So please feel free to sign up. The details are on the screen.